There needs to be programs that actually do something effective.
Building bridges, dog.
And then I think you even touched on, for the example, like, even if it's fake, right? Even, okay, it sucks, right? But at least as there are more people coming to attention to it, right? Like, as you said, you don't care if even these fake organizations, whatever's bringing light to the problem as much as it can. And then you mentioned the veteran community being part of the homelessness, right? I feel like even in the veteran community, like, all these guys say that they're going to do something for the veterans, right? They definitely take the tax write-off, right? They definitely market that shit.
Bro,
they definitely, you know what I'm saying?
Most charities are scams.
That's why, yeah.
You realize that they can take 97% of the money that's given to them and put it to executive salaries and marketing and wash that money away and take 3 pennies on every dollar and put it towards the actual cause, and they're a charity. Like the March of Dimes. You know why it's called the March of Dimes? Every dollar that gets donated, an actual dime makes it to the cause. And they're like, one of the best charities around because they actually put 10% of your money towards the cause.
No, yeah. MPOs are just shelters, MPOs are just tax shelters. That's all they are,
It's
man.
insane. Well,
they learn how to do the paperwork.
Not even that. They're fraudulent mechanisms for profit. Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I started a charity that was something sweet, right? We're gonna help
whoever,
babies born with weird disabilities, right? You could give me $1 million, and I could put $30,000 towards actual help and keep $970,000, bro. Like,
and then they get away with it by saying, okay, but all these operational costs, blah blah blah, materials.
I mean, you can literally put it all on. You can literally put it all on executive salaries. Whenever the state comes around and looks, as long as you're putting 3%, they're cool. How you manage your money outside of that, what your mechanism looks like on the back end is cool. As long as the bottom line shows that real 3% went to the real problem, then you're good. You could literally start us out. You could get a $970,000 a year salary on $1 million a year, on $1 million a year thing that you run online.
Let's go in that rabbit hole.
You run online alone.
That's why not enough things in different nonprofits get done, right? We already know.
Oh,
there are plenty of channels, and they're always they're always an income stream, right? Because there's always that people who actually don't know how to help and they want to help, so they donate. So then you get the other factors like the channels that they're gathering it from, right? Those are then finding ways of structuring donations to pay for these ventures, as well as not having to pay different kind of taxes on it. Like, they can structure it however it benefits them, but who it doesn't benefit is the purpose, right? Like, the actual people. So why the fuck did you even go through all those loopholes?
Well, it was so that they could get paid. Right? It was so they could get paid. That's all it was.
To stay the money, and then I always think that's kind of like a little bit of the problem, right? You said the money is there. The people who then have the money want to stay controlling the rules and guidelines that keep them paid, and still being able to, even all this time. I mean, I don't think this is the new problem. This is
I've got a challenge. I've got a challenge to issue to anybody who's listening. Look at the entire budget of the United States government, and then look at what percentage of that goes directly to the military, and then report back to me on how we don't have enough money to do what we want. And then that's the bottom line, is we could take it from the military. And there was something I wanted to say where what had you just been saying right before that? It was something about they're basically big scams. Fuck, I lost it, bro.
No, that's okay.
That's life.
There's certain I've learned from like actual veteran like shout out to like Veterans Jiu-Jitsu. They're an awesome organization here in Austin, trying to enable jiu-jitsu as a therapy tool.
It's beautiful. I love that.
In different gyms and stuff like that. Even working out, just making sure that like for veterans and first responders, like they have an outlet, right? But like knowing from some of the real people from there, you still then validate like, yeah, some of these organizations that say that they're doing something for veterans are full of shit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I've come across and earned the trust of some of these people to actually know that, because, you know,
to get the inside scoop.
Because a lot of other people, we do want to help, right? And then it's like, if we don't have an avenue, that makes it hard.
So here's an avenue. Here's a thought that I've been having. This is what I was actually working towards earlier. I want to create a form of cryptocurrency.
Okay.
That there's basically a limited number of them that we're ever going to make.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you can get them is by doing something good in your community.
Okay.
And every time that someone acquires one, the value of the ones that were issued before go up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's a really beautiful way to incentivize actually doing good, right? Like, there's no, like, you took a picture of the fence where it was dilapidated, you fixed up the fence and painted it, you took a picture of it, you, like, went through whatever proper authentication channels that we put up, and you were able to verify that, like, man, you repaired a fence in your city, you know, and now it looks nicer there. Cool, dog. Here's you some good guy coin, or what the fuck ever, you know, whatever thing you want to brand it, secondary, right? What the point is that if we could find a way to literally financially incentivize through the wrangling of these cryptocurrencies and through the way that you can manipulate their value long term by controlling the flow of them, and, like, you know, you have a set number of them, right? And the more people who get in on it, you can, like, divide them into small, like how they do stocks, right? You now you can get a 1/100th of an Apple stock or whatever, right? For long, you'd be getting 1/100th of one of these coins, because we're getting towards the end, but they're still just as valuable. Every time that you get a disbursement, it's 1/100th of a coin. Well, that's as valuable as what the disbursements were yesterday or 10 years ago when they were getting a whole coin. You know what I'm saying? So, like, everyone's getting paid out nice, right? There's a way, there's ways to, like, juice these cryptocurrencies into maintaining, you know, controllable growth over the long term in terms of profit for the people on the back end. And I just want to distribute that back to the people who are doing the good in the community, who are doing it in some, like, verifiable, authenticatable way. And I think that's a really cool thing.
Like, at the end of the day, the verification would be very important. Having your keys, you know, I have kind of like a solutions architect background, so I've even thought about, like, blockchain for cannabis, transformation into cryptocurrency for compliance goods, you know, like all these kind of things. And for your situation, I've been also wondering, like, especially when, like, it seems like news, how the value of certain currencies, right, are going up and down, right? Dogecoin or whatever, you know, things that are happening.
I had a lick on Dogecoin.
Yeah, I had
a fat lick on Dogecoin.
You know, so it makes me wonder, like, even with unlimited shares, like, I always wonder, okay, but then what is the conversion? At what even conversion point of time where, like, you do have, say, different currencies that maybe bought in, the output back out, right? So, I feel like you might want to think about it more from, like, an NFT approach then too, because then that would be more of like a licensable thing to reshare and
whatever the flow into it looks like is the premise is the premise stays the same. The premise is you do something good, you get a unit of profit back, right? Like, you now can spend or hold on to it and it go up in value, right? Like, it's like a bond, effectively. You know what I'm saying?
Now, would you be afraid of any of the consequences of doing good for reward, to the point where, you know, like we both have kids, right? So it's kind of like, I worry sometimes if I'm always giving him a reward for every time he does something good, then he's going to do good expecting the reward.
Listen,
right?
I would rather create a legion of people who are doing good expecting something in return than no one be doing any good out there.
That's fair. That's also fair.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, there's a utilitarian weight and balance to the amount of good being done.
Because nothing being done, that means no progress, right? No progress,
right?
Like,
and so even if I have to, like, hijack some kind of ugly mechanisms on the back end, I feel like those means justify the ends. I really do.
Okay.
And I don't think that it would create too big a problem. I mean, God forbid I create people who are addicted to doing good in the community. But then there's people who'd fucking go out and knock a fence down so that they could fix it up later. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be turds, right? And you have to figure out how to weed those people out. Monkey mouth. Monkey mouth. Monkey mouth.